Good morning. I have no hair. Hey, I got a message from StreamYard that now I can put a picture up here. I don't know how to do it. Let's see. They a lie. I can't figure out how to do it. And the problem is I can't practice before y'all get here. I don't think. I don't know. I'm sorry. But they say that we can now do pictures in our StreamYard. So I have to figure it out. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. I have no hair. And I don't I'm not sure if I like it or not. But it is what it is. I've already done it, so I have to come to like it. Let's let Facebook get here. You YouTube people, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you the details. Okay? But when I tell you that y'all are going to hit the floor laughing when y'all see my Thursday video, y'all are going to hit the floor laughing when you see my Thursday video. That's all I can say. It is crazy video. Anyway, it's really funny. So be looking for that video. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to begin? I have like something I want to talk about. There's something I want to talk about and I can't talk about. I also wanted to read y'all my new children's book. Let me think. Honey, Rhino's the boy. Honey has not had her baby. So I was on call all night long. I'm like, if Honey starts having this baby, call me in the middle of the night. She has not called me. But when I tell you that she's this far from giving birth, and I have got, luckily, I have one of those chargers that if my phone dies, I can charge it while I'm there. But I plan to go live when Honey gives birth. But it just depends on, like, I can't film at night. So if she goes in the middle of the night, there's no way I can film. But my sweet neighbor is such a team player with me, and she knows how much I love Honey, and she knows how much I love Honey and Rhino, and she's like, you can do whatever you want. Come film. I did ask her if I could go live Thursday afternoon in her farm, and she said yes. So I was going to plan on going live, but I don't know if Honey will give birth before that. So I'm kind of scared to set up the StreamYard because I don't know if Honey's going to go live before Thursday. But today's Wednesday. The center group home is coming today. Larry's social worker is coming today to talk to me about the situation. There is more to the story with Toyota. I went to my bank yesterday, but I can't talk about it on this live simply because Facebook is here and Facebook will comment, and Larry doesn't know yet. So I'm not going to do that. So I will try to go live on YouTube only this afternoon at some point to tell y'all what's going on. So just know that it is crazy. It's crazy. I'm taking my glasses off. Yes. So y'all know I am very honest with myself, and I have extensions, and I have no extensions in right now. Now, she did cut my hair off because we're going to give my hair a break from the extensions. She's making me wait 6 months. So I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but I feel like I have literally no hair because guess what? I have no hair. So we're just going to put this up so I can put my makeup on. I'm going to read my book. I'm going to read my book. I've never read my book out loud to anyone. Y'all are the first. So the book was created because I did not grow up on a farm. People have on social media have beat the snot out of me. When things go viral, people have called the police on me. Just a lot has happened. And I have been beat up beyond belief when it comes to my farm because people tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. They make fun of me for putting on makeup. And so my cousin wrote this book, but I told her what I wanted the topic to be. And this book is for sale if you want to support my farm and you don't know how. But to me, it's not just a children's book, although it would be a great children's book. But if you want to support my farm, the books are $20 plus shipping. Okay, so it would end up being $25. But at the end of the book is a coloring book. Okay, I've not read this out loud, so we'll see how this goes. The name of the book, so my first book is What Did Judy Do in the whole book. So we kept that series going, and it says, What Did Judy Do? And it says, people say Judy isn't a farmer because she had Broadway ambitions. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went out to feed her chickens. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she doesn't drive a truck. People say that to me all the time. But what did Judy do? Instead, she didn't listen. She got on her knees and she began to pray. Then she went out to feed her ducks. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she's silly and she tells jokes. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went out to milk her goats. People say Judy isn't a farmer because sometimes she doesn't know. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. And then she went out to feed her cows. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she drives a Jeep. But what did Judy do? But Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. And then she went out to shear her sheep. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she twirls around and dances a jig. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went out to play with her pig. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Somebody's saying that they can't hear me. Okay. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she dreamed of being an actor. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, Judy got on her knees to pray. Then she went out and got on her tractor. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she puts on her makeup when she gets ready. But what did Judy do? But Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went to work and got all sweaty. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she sometimes says things a little quirky. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went outside to feed her donkey. People say Judy isn't a farmer because she wears cute clothes. But what did Judy do? Judy didn't listen to what they had to say. Instead, she got on her knees and prayed. Then she went out to her alpaca and sat nose to nose. People say Judy is a city slicker and not a real farmer, but it doesn't matter because every day she puts on God's armor. So do a jig, sing, and remember to dance because God equips you not by chance. And then there's the coloring book. And basically, so many times people say I'm not a farmer, although I have all these animals and I am a farmer. And people make fun of me. You don't, because you join me every Monday and Wednesday on my lives when I put on makeup. And so many times I see other people go, I look like this. I don't put on makeup. I'm a farmer. If she was a farmer, she wouldn't be putting on makeup. Or they make fun of me, because I'll go to get feed and they're like, Judy, you're a farmer. Why don't you drive a truck? I'm like, well, because I like a Jeep, it's like, I don't fit the mold of what a farmer looks like, what a farmer acts like, what a farmer does. What does mental health have to do with farming? What does putting on makeup have to do with farming? All these things doesn't fit the mold of being a farmer. And I'm here to tell you that being the best version of Judy looks like what you see with me. And when I tell you to be the best version of yourself, that doesn't mean being like someone else. I'm different. I know that. I'm out here dancing with kids at a field trip. What does that have to do with farming? It doesn't. I was a petting zoo that didn't pet behind a fence. My farm is different. My petting zoo is different. The experience is different. I am different. And that's what makes me unique, because I don't try to be like my neighbor. But I don't because I can't. I can never be, Retha, thank you for the cookies. I got them yesterday. I can never be Jason and Brooke. I can never be Lester. I can never be Zoe and Nick. I can never be Chris. I can never be Cynthia. I can never be Tina. I have to be myself. And this is who I am. And so when I go into the libraries this summer, I'm going to talk to kids about being the best version of themselves and not trying to be like other people. And although people attack you when you're different, she does this, she does that. You start, like, a lot of times I have to build myself up because I feel defeated. I do, because I am different. But at the end of the day, I keep coming back to my foundation going, you know what? I didn't start this farm. I did not want a chicken ever a day in my life. I never have wanted to live in the country. Ever. And I know that I kept getting on my knees and praying, going, in the beginning, I'm gonna take my glasses off and start getting ready. I've told you guys this story, but when I started out on Facebook before YouTube. Okay. And when I started my Facebook page, people liked me in the beginning. People People look for me for chickens. They look for me how to, they were nice to me. Okay. Until I started growing and I became a nonprofit. And there was about 10 farms that attacked me. I got my feelings hurt so bad because I looked at these chicken people, is what I called them, as my friends. They began to block me. They began to ridicule me. They began to tell me that I didn't know what I was doing. They were telling me that they were not a fan of my nonprofit gig. They began to attack me. And what did I do? I just kept going to my knees and praying. And I was like, God, I don't know why these people hate me all of a sudden, but I need you beside me. I need you to help me stay in my own lane. I need you to help me pick me up and tell me that this is your will. And I kept praying. And as these people kept attacking me, I kept going. There was this one farm, and this lady was very known in the community for selling silkies. She was like the top silky person that everyone went to for silkies and rabbits. I loved her. She was the one, in my other children's book, I got 2 tortoises, and I learned that they like to be alone. She got the other tortoise. Fluffy May, my rabbit, came from her. And when I became a nonprofit, she quit speaking to me. It broke my heart because I didn't understand. And when I finally said, please tell me, what did I do? And that's when she sent me this message and told me that she wasn't a fan of my nonprofit gig. And I got on my knees and just started praying. I was like, this girl doesn't even know me. And there's been other creators and other people that just totally stopped talking to me. And I've had to get on my knees and pray and go, God, I don't know what's going on, but I know that you're in control of my life. And maybe you have felt like that before because, and I'm going to lead into what I was going to talk about. So many times we as individuals, we depend on our happiness from other people. We depend on our spouse for happiness. We depend on friends for happiness. We depend on other people. And when other people don't meet our needs, like, why aren't they talking to me? What did I do wrong? Or you're looking for acceptance from other people. And oftentimes when you're a people pleaser, you find yourself, when people don't meet your needs or your expectations, you find yourself in left field. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was telling me that her husband is not giving her any attention. And when he takes off work, he doesn't spend time with her. he sits and does whatever he wants to do. And oftentimes she finds herself in left field simply because it's like she feels like he doesn't care about her. And I was like, oftentimes when someone talks and someone tells a story, you try to figure out how to relate to that person. You know, like when I tell stories about what I go through with my life, it might not be the exact story that you're going through, but somehow, some way, it sparks something that you can relate to with me. Maybe something in your past. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And it brings up memories of things that you have gone through that you can relate to me with. And as she began to tell me the story about he's lost interest in me. It's not, my marriage is not the same as it used to be. He's lost interest because our lives have totally changed and we have all this stress in our life, and our marriage is just dead. And I sat there and I was thinking about how I could relate to her. And she has a disabled daughter. And unfortunately, this disability requires her to stay home because her child cannot get out in the public. And it requires someone to supervise this child 24/7. And this child has, I guess you would call it a phobia to be in public and so forth. And it's caused a lot of stress on this marriage. And it's almost as if it takes two people to take care of this child. And it's caused a disruption in their marriage because this poor couple had to give up their bedroom for their child because the child needed a sensory room because she couldn't settle down. And now the marriage has no privacy. The marriage has no intimacy. And I was sitting here and I was like, how do I relate to her? How can I relate to her? And I was like, girl, I get you. I get you. Because Shane and I have a marriage that we can't go on vacation together. And a lot of times from the outside, it looks like Shane just leaves her. She's left at home by herself. Or Judy's gone on vacation with her son and she just leaves Shane out. But Shane and I have a marriage that Shane and I can't go on vacation together. So I was sitting here listening to my friend say, you know, her husband doesn't care. And oftentimes I feel that way because when Shane takes vacation from work, it's not to take me somewhere because I can't go anywhere. Because I have a responsibility here at my house. And not just the responsibility of the animals. I have Larry. And unfortunately, I can relate to her because if she was to leave and she was to hire a babysitter, like majority of us as adults, we've had to hire a babysitter at some point so you and your spouse could go out to eat or go to a concert without the kids or whatever. And this particular couple can't hire a babysitter because the daughter can't handle it. And I said, I get you. I can't either. Because in the past, when I've put Larry in respite or I've hired someone to stay with him while I do a field trip, he goes in la la land. He can't handle it. He cannot handle it at all. And I can relate to her not from a child standpoint, but I can relate to her as an adult. Like, I have someone in my house that cannot process, okay, Judy and Shane would like to go on vacation. So I need to keep it together and allow this person to come in for 5 days and take care of me. He can't do that. He says, I can stay here by myself. Oh, really? Oh, well, how you getting food? Because you don't get out of your bedroom. Like, so I'm just going to leave you for 5 days sitting in your bedroom. Like, but in his mind, y'all go. I'm fine. I'm completely fine by myself. And my friend, if she was to leave her child with a babysitter that has no experience with autism, this babysitter is probably going to just get up and leave because they're not going to be able to handle this little girl, because she's probably going to have a screaming fit because her parents are not in her sight. And oftentimes I'm like, listen, Shane and I have a marriage that we can't either. We can't go on vacation. If I go on vacation, it's usually with my son, because Shane has to stay here and take care of Larry in this farm. And if Shane takes vacation, I stay here with Larry in the farm. If you can't relate to me with, or you can't relate to my friend with a child, or you can't relate to me because your parents don't live with you, you might can relate to me if you have a pet and you have this spoilt rotten cat or dog, okay? And you're like, I can't go on vacation. I can't leave Milo, the dog. I am not about to put my dog in doggy daycare at the vet, sitting in a cage. Like, I can't go on vacation and enjoy myself because I can't stand the fact that my dog is going to sit in a cage when she's not used to that. Like, you don't understand. She sleeps with us every night under the covers. If I go on vacation and stick my dog at a vet in a cage, she's going to have a flipping heart attack, because this dog has slept with me every single night. And for an outsider that doesn't have a pet, that seems really silly. You're like, oh, Lord, my mom won't go on vacation because the freaking dog can't go to the doggy daycare. It seems like crazy to the person who doesn't have pets, that doesn't get it. And then you're like calling a hotel, trying to find a hotel that allows pets. And to the outside person that doesn't have pets, you look like a psychomaniac. You're like, you can't even go on vacation without your dog. And you're like, no, I sure can't. I sure can't. The dog goes with me everywhere. You know, it's like that, you know, because you're like, my dog cannot handle us not being home overnight because the dog sleeps with us every night. Or like you don't get it. But you have a marriage that this animal has to be involved. So in order for you and your spouse to go out to eat, Fido has to stay in the hotel room. And then like you want to go to a movie and out to eat, but then you're worried about Fido being in the hotel having a heart attack because y'all go to bed at 9:00. And it's past 9:00 and Fido's ready to get in the bed and mom and dad are not there. So then you're like, oh my God, she's probably barking and having a complete come apart. And then you're that person that goes to work and you're like, you've got a camera on your dog so you can talk to your dog through the camera, and people at work are like, Judy she's a lunatic. She literally can send her dog a treat through the camera because my sister-in-law has this camera that throws her dogs treats. So like she can talk to the dog through the camera and throw the dog a treat from work. She looks like a psychomaniac, right? Right? But I get her. I was like, where'd you get that camera? Oh my gosh. How awesome is that you can throw a treat to your dog from work? How cool is that? But if you have a pet like that, you can't relate to me, let's just say, in the sense that you and your spouse can't get away because you have responsibilities at home, but maybe you could relate to me because you're like, well, I don't have a dad at home and I don't have a kid at home, but I have a dog that is my kid, So like when I talk, try to find ways that you can relate to me so that we can learn to be the best version of ourselves. So I sat here and I was like talking to my friend. I was like, okay, so you and your spouse are sideways because there's no intimacy. There's no sleeping in the same bed. There's no going out to eat. There's no like going on a vacation or like even sitting on the front porch talking and having a cup of coffee because there's a screaming kid if you get out of their sight, and you can't get out of their sight because they'll be climbing the rafters. I get it. And that can be difficult. So how do we fix our marriage, and how do we be the best version of ourselves when everything is chaotic? And you need your spouse's attention, and your spouse can't give you attention because you have limitations that are around you. Well, the first thing that I thought of in my head is over the past 7 years, Shane and I can't just walk freely around in our house in our underwear, let's just say, because other people live in our house. And so I've had to learn a new way of living. And in the beginning of my marriage, I felt so lonely. Because Shane would never take vacation and say, hey, let's go to the mountains, me and you. Because Shane and I have never lived by ourselves, but we figured it up yesterday. Shane and I have lived by ourselves for 2 months. 2 months. So early in my marriage, when all this was happening, I felt it wasn't as bad as it is now because we could leave. We could leave for the weekend. Um, but my advice, Mary, I saw you comment this past Monday that I didn't take my Celtic salt, and I was like, dang, I didn't take my Celtic salt. So I'm taking my Celtic. And I better put on my watch. I got on my bracelets before I forget. I'm dying. My advice to her was, you first have to notice who you're depending on your happiness from. And I did too. I was finding that I was depending on happiness from Shane. Shane, but you show me no attention. You come in the house and you go straight to your shop and you begin to work. You never take time to take me on a date. Like, it was like nag after nag after nag. And then for your spouse, they're like, all she does is nag, 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 nag. You ain't doing this. And I said to her, I said, do you see yourself depending on your spouse for your happiness? You're needing this love and attention from your spouse. Do you feel that? Yes. Okay, I did too. I'm like, I'm here by myself all the time. I'm so lonely. I holidays, I'm by myself. I'm stuck here. I can't, like, he never takes me on vacation. He never says, hey, Judy, get ready. Look pretty. I'm fixing to take you to steak dinner. Okay. He's not bringing home flowers. He's not bringing me home a present. And I feel so lonely. Does that mean Shane's a POS? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I had to go, what am I needing? Why do I feel lonely? Why do I feel sad all the time? Why do I feel like I want to run like Forrest Gump? What is going on in my head? And I had to work through this with my counselor and go, I feel lonely. So as I began to notice this emotion that was going on inside me, I had to first identify this emotion that I was feeling. Shane doesn't meet my needs. Shane doesn't take me on vacation. Shane, whatever. I had to first identify why I was feeling lonely, why I was feeling sad, what was going on in my head, and what was happening. So then I had to identify the facts. Okay? So let's just use the vacation thing. Shane uses all his vacation for hunting and he leaves me. And I feel lonely because he doesn't take me on vacation. Okay, so let's stop there. That identified it. So now let's check the facts. Okay, Judy, if Shane came right now and said, I'm fixing to take you island hopping for a week. Pack your bags, Judy. I'm taking you island hopping for a week. I have responsibilities at home. Who's going to take care of my farm for a week? It sure ain't going to be my kids. So who's taking care of my farm for a week and who's taking care of Larry for a week? So I'm checking the facts. I'm checking the facts. Can I go island hopping for a week? The fact is, in order to go island hopping for a week, I have to jump through all these hoops. Okay? I have to find someone to stay with Larry for a week. I have to find someone to take care of my animals for a week. What are the chances of that happening? Well, let's just say, okay, well, this is the facts. If I went island hopping for a week, I'm going to have to get the calculator out. Where's my dang calculator? Okay. Shoot. Where'd it go? That's weird. There it is. Okay. So there's 24 hours in a day. So 24 hours times 7 days a week. That is 168 hours. Okay. It cost $28.60 an hour for a caregiver that's had a background check, driving check. They've done all the check marks, okay, from a reputable company. 28. So I'm going to take 168 times 28.60 an hour. Well, it would cost Larry $4,804.80 for Shane and I to go on a 7-day island hop trip. Okay. Now, how much would it cost Shane and I to hire someone for our farm? So we're just going to round it. This is how much it is. We're going to round it to $5,000. Okay. So 150 times 7. So it's going to cost me $1,050 to hire someone to take care of my farm. So basically, this island hop trip is going to cost Larry and us $6,000, and we hadn't even left the driveway. Okay? And then the fact that, when was this? The last time Shane and I went to the Pedals event, we hired someone to take care of our farm. Okay. 30 minutes before the person was supposed to be here to feed and put my animals to bed, I text them, hey, make sure you do when you get there. Oh no, Judy, I forgot. I have to put the animals to bed. I'm at a birthday party like hours away and I can't put the animals to bed. And I look at Shane, I'm like, holy smokes. He's not going to show up to our farm to put the animals to bed. Shane and I had to drop everything we were doing at Pedals and leave. And we missed the whole after event because we had to go put animals to bed. So am I going to enjoy my vacation? I'm checking the facts. Am I going to enjoy my vacation knowing Larry's here with somebody that he doesn't know and he's flipping his lid with anxiety? Okay. I hire someone that may or may not show up to my farm. So when I check the facts, the likelihood of if Shane came to me right now and said, I'm taking you on a 7-day island hop vacation. I'm going to sit here going, I'm running numbers in my head. I'm not jumping up and down doing back handsprings in the front yard that I'm fixing to go on a 7-day island hop trip. Okay. I'm going, who's going to take care of Larry? Who's going to take care of the farm? How are we going to afford to pay somebody for Larry? Do you have just $6,000 sitting in your back pocket to pay for somebody for the farm before we even go on the island hot trip? I'm not doing back handsprings in the front yard. Oh my God, Shane just came home and he's taking me on a 7-day island hot trip. Oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life. And did I tell y'all that we have 2 dogs? Okay. That we're the crazy dog people that go, I'm not putting my dog in the bed. My dog sleeps with us every night. So in our heads, we have to pay someone to stay at the house with the dogs, to take the dogs out every day, and top of Larry. So the $6,000 just went, I don't know how much it costs for a pet sitter that's going to stay in our house. But then we pay for a pet sitter to come stay in our house because we're not putting our dogs in the vet. And then, so you see, when I check the facts, my needs that Shane never takes me on vacation. He never takes time for me. The second that he does, it can't happen. So what I'm needing from Shane actually can't happen. So when I check the facts, I'm actually an emotional mind, because what I'm trying to say is I just need a break. And where this friend of mine is going, he never takes me anywhere. He never does this. But when you check the facts, can you? Can he take you somewhere? Can he take you out to eat? Can he take you on vacation? No. So how do you get past this and quit depending on your spouse for your happiness? Because what you're wanting can actually happen. Well, if you come here every Monday and Wednesday, we'll learn how to be the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, what you're needing from someone else is an expectation that can't happen. And if you keep putting expectations in other people, you're going to constantly be let down. So the happiness and the wholeness that you're needing from your spouse actually has to come from yourself and God. It seems difficult, doesn't it? You mean to tell me that Shane can't meet my needs? You mean to tell me my spouse can't meet my needs? Yes, that is correct. That is a lot of pressure to put on your spouse to meet all these emotional needs that you need. You become a nag when you have all these emotions and expectations of your spouse, and you're like, you never hug me. You never kiss me. You never take me out to eat. When it's my birthday, you never do anything special. You never bring home even a freaking card. You don't do anything for me. What is that all about? You're going to have to dig to figure out what all that is in your brain that's causing all this disruption in your life, and it's robbing you of your joy. What she's trying to say is, I'm stressed. I need a break. But when you check the facts, she can't go anywhere with her spouse because the lifestyle that they have requires them to be home. They can't go out to eat with their child. They can't hire a babysitter. Shane and I can't either. It doesn't work like that. It sounds like we can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can hire a sitter and just force him to do this. Force him to stay with this sitter for 7 days. How do I leave for a 7-day island trip knowing that he's sitting at home miserable? Because he doesn't have the tools in his pocket to go, okay, listen here. Dude, I know that you have anxiety. He doesn't self talk. I know you're having anxiety, but Judy and Shane need a break. They need to go on vacation by themselves. Okay. Unfortunately, we have someone with dementia that's declining. He doesn't have tools in his pocket to go, hey, they need a vacation. I need to make the best of this. I need to go into respite, or I need to have a caregiver, and I need to do the best I can do. They need to go on vacation and not worry about. Unfortunately, we don't have the cognitive skills nor brain to process that thought process. Neither does this couple that has this child with autism. They don't have this child to go, hey, mom and dad need a break. Mom and I'm a lot. I'm a lot, and my mom and dad need a break. Their marriage is falling apart, and I just need to make the best of this. I don't have that, and they don't have that. So at the end of the day, what are we needing, and how do we fix it? We can't depend on our spouse to fix it. The feelings that you're feeling, you have to fix yourself. So it was very difficult for me to learn that I can't depend on Shane for my happiness, because I was feeling like he's not measuring up. But what I was needing was more than what he could give me, because he can't take me on vacation. So at that point, I had to go, okay, Judy, if you need a break, unfortunately, you can't go on a vacation with Shane. You can go on it with your son. It's not, I mean, not that I don't want to go on vacation with my son because I have a ball, but where you're needing it from your spouse, you're going to have to figure out, okay, someone has to stay at home with this child. Unfortunately, we both can't leave. Maybe one day we'll get to take a vacation together, but right now we can't. So maybe the spouse needs to stay home with the child while the wife, goes on a girls' trip. There's other alternatives that you have to do, even though you want it to be your spouse that you go on vacation with. You can't. And you can sit and be miserable and go, we can't even get a dang vacation. We can't go anywhere. If we go out to eat, we're in a hurry to get home, and we're checking the cameras the entire time. It is what it is. You have to come to acceptance that this is how your life is. It's not, when you were pregnant with your child, it wasn't the expectation that you had. You expected this daughter or this son that could talk. Why can't my kid talk? She can't, or he can't even tell me what he needs. Why do we, when we get in the car, they have a screaming fit? I can't even drive because my nerves become shot because this person in the back of the seat is flipping their lid because we're in the car. We can't go out to eat because the child goes into a screaming heart attack fit, and people around me are saying, you need to spank her butt. And you're like, no, she's not having a behavior problem. And sometimes we're quick to judge other people. Like, let's just say they're in the public and you're like, she needs a good butt whooping is what she needs. The kids nowadays don't whip their kids because DHR gets involved, and you think, and you're like, instead of thinking that, you need to process that maybe the kid has autism. Maybe it's not a good butt whooping. Sometimes I'll get messages on my phone that are odd. And when I read them, they're very odd. And I have no idea who's at the other end. Or maybe I get a letter in the mail. I used to get this letter in the mail all the time. And I wished I could show you a picture of it. This person sends me and Brooke letters. And the page of, the piece of paper, it's not written like this. You can't even read it. I mean, it's like hard to make out what it's saying. And when I first got the letter, I was like, what is this? And then as I have started having kids come to my farm with autism and adults with disabilities come to my farm, I've realized to not make a quick judgment by a message you get or a letter you get, because you don't know what's at the other end. And sometimes things are said to me that are inappropriate. I'll give you an example. There is a follower of mine that's from another country. Okay? If you're here, they may be here right now. They're a big follower of mine. Okay? And they're from another country. Well, they sent me a private message asking me for my bank account. I was like, oh, hacker, scammer, block. And I began to block them. Because I was like, this is a scammer. I see this all the time on Dr. Phil. When Dr. Phil was on, where they pretend like they're from another country, and then they hack you. So I blocked them. And this person actually reached out to Kayla and said, I don't know what I did wrong, but Aunt Judy blocked me, and I love her. I listen to her in the mornings. I'm a big fan. And to make a long story short, Kayla realized that this was a real person. And they were like, Judy, you don't understand. This is a real person. But it was a quick judgment because the person's from another country and they're asking me for my bank account. So I was scared to unblock them because I'm like, they asked for my bank account. But what was happening is, in another country, they were wanting to make a donation to my farm. They used the word bank account, But what they were meaning was, how do I make a donation to your farm through PayPal, Venmo? But they said the word bank account. In our country, we don't say that. If Mary wants to make a donation to my farm, she's not messaging me saying, "Hey Judy, what's your bank account?" She's saying, "Hey Judy, I would like to make a donation to your farm. So how do I send it? Do I send it through PayPal, Venmo, through your website? What do I do?" And I would say, "Well, Mary, you can make a donation through my website." But in another country, they don't say it that way. They say it another way. And I was quick to judge because that's for my bank account. So I ended up unblocking that person. And actually, the person is a person, and I follow them now. And they're actually very religious, but they're a real person. It's Zavon. I don't know if you're here. It's a guy. Let me find him. I can't see. Anyway, he's a real person. So sometimes when you're out to eat and a kid is screaming and hollering and pitching a fit and you're like, they need their butt spanked, we're quick to judge. We're quick to judge that this kid is out of control, and these parents were just trying to go out to eat and just enjoy themselves, and the kid has a meltdown. I told this girl, I said, I can relate to you, but you're going to have to come to acceptance that you're not going to be able to go out to eat with your spouse and go to vacation. Unfortunately, you nor I live the life that we can go on vacation with our spouse. And it sucks. But it is what it is. For me, mine's temporary. For her, it's her rest of her life. Unless they can get her to where she could stay with her grandmother or a caregiver or something like that. But for right now, there's a possibility that is the rest of her life, because this child may have to live with her the rest of their life. And unfortunately, it's not like there's a possibility that she'll never, like the dad will never walk the daughter down the aisle. And when you're pregnant, you set these expectations that none of this is, it doesn't even cross your mind that your kid might have autism. And then when the kid's born and starts getting older and you're dealing with autism, it interrupts the marriage, because no longer do you sleep together. No longer do you go out to eat. No longer do you go on vacations. It's not fun and games anymore. Reality sets in. And a lot of times with my marriage, it doesn't feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Because unfortunately, that's not our lifestyle. But recognizing your emotions, naming your emotions, knowing how you feel, then checking the facts and go, okay, I'm wanting Shane to take work off and take me on vacation. Okay, what is that about? I don't feel connected. I feel disconnected. I feel like he doesn't show me any attention. Okay, I'm naming my emotion. Now let's check the facts. Can he take you on vacation? No. But I want to bitch about it. Excuse my French. I want to nag and fuss and gripe that he doesn't take me on vacation. But the fact is, he can't. Even if he wanted to, he can't. Sorry for saying a bad word, but that's what he says to me. So I have to fix my emotions and my feelings. I have to go, okay, what can I do to fulfill this emotion that's going on inside me? I have to fix it myself. For me and myself, I have to go to my farm. I have to go live and get it from y'all. I have to take myself out to eat, or I have to call my son and go, it's time for a vacation. Or I have to just say, hey, will you just listen to me? I'm not expecting you to tell me the answer, but can you just listen to me and not judge, not be mad at Shane, not be mad at me, just listen to me? I have to process it that way. And I have to come to acceptance, and I have to go, okay, I can't see love from Shane because the what I'm needing is this. He's not giving it to me, but the fact is he can't. So I need to open up my eyes wider. So then I have to go, okay, Shane doesn't show me love by coming home and taking me on an island hop trip. Okay. So how does Shane show me love? Shane shows me love because Shane goes to work every flipping day. And Shane shows me love because he goes, hey, Judy, you stay home. You take care of your stepdad. I got this. I'll go to work and bust my butt. You stay home, take care of the house, take care of your animals, take care of the farm, take care of you, and take care of Larry. That's how Shane shows me love. But sometimes when it's the same thing every day, it's hard to see that. You don't go to work for me, you go to work for yourself so you can buy a skid steer. You don't do that for me. Sometimes we say that. But the fact is, Shane could come home from go, you need to get your butt a job, a J-O-B. You need to get yourself out and get a J-O-B, Judy, and help me with this. Shane could be that way. But instead, Shane says, I got this. You stay home with Larry. I got this. You see how you have to think outside the box? You see how you have to check the facts? I love this mascara. Honest. Amazon. Best mascara I've ever used. By far. Y'all see me put on my makeup every Monday and Wednesday. You have to say this mascara looks the best. By far. How do you get to acceptance when why the primer? I have no clue. You know, I'm no makeup expert. I have no clue. The primer's on one side. I don't know. But I guess to keep it on, I'm not really sure. All right. I hope today that somehow, some way, you can find a way to connect to what I said. And I hope that at the end of the day, there's things you can control and there's things that you can't control. And if you're trying to fix things that you can't control, that is called insanity. When you're in a circle and you're like trying to fix your spouse, and you're like, okay, I'm going to try this way. I'm going to try this way. That dude is not moving or she's not moving. I keep trying to fix it. It's like a broken record and you just keep spinning and spinning and spinning. It's time to stop the broken record and name your emotion, name what you're feeling, check the facts, and go, okay, I can't fix this, but I can fix this. I can fix the way I think about this. I can't fix the fact Shane does not come home and take me on vacation. But I can open my eyes and see the big picture. I'm going to say this one thing and then I'm going to end. A couple of weeks ago, I had a birthday party here. And the birthday party goes into my education center. And the man looked at me and he goes, "You're spoiled." I was like, "Why do you say that?" He was like, "'Cause you have all this." And I was like, I took offense to it. I was like, "Let me tell you this, Joker. Nothing has been handed to me. If you've been following me for the past 4 years, you will see that I'm out there hustling every single day. Nothing has been handed to me, and I'm not spoiled. I've worked for every single thing I have." Because a lot of times people come to our house and they look around and they think that Shane just gives me everything. And I'm like, are you flipping kidding me right now? You think all this was just handed to me? Well, let me tell you, Joker, everything that you see in this education center, I paid for because I worked my butt off. Nothing has been handed to me. Shane has worked his butt off. Shane, I'll just tell you, Shane didn't graduate high school. Shane has gotten to where he is today because Shane has worked 7 days a week and killed himself to get to where he is today. So when you walk on our property and you see all of this, nothing of this was inherited. Nothing. We didn't have rich parents. We didn't hit the lottery. We have what we have because Shane and I work as a team and we bust our butt every single day. You ever feel like that? I should have said Judy's not a farmer because she's spoiled. Well, what did Judy do? She went and busted her butt every day. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Love you guys. Do. Is Dana on here? I haven't had my glasses on. If Dana that is on YouTube, that is in a member on my page that pays for a membership, I would like for you to send me a text message. And I'll just tell you my phone number because YouTube won't let me put my email address out here. Actually, go to my website. Let's just do that. If you're Dana and you are on YouTube and you pay for a membership on my page, will you please go to sneedsfarmhouse.com and email me if you are. Because I love you and I wanted to talk to you about Monday. Okay, thanks for joining me. Okay, real quick, y'all set your notifications for Friday's video because y'all are going to hit the floor. Now, I will say the video is like this. You're first going to be like peeing in your pants laughing so hard. And then at the end, it's a little emotional. I need y'all in the last part of my video. Okay? I needed y'all there with me because I had to make a big move, and I wanted you to be a part of what happened because without you, I wouldn't be where I am. So thank you. So enjoy the video on Thursday. If Honey goes into labor, I am not going live on Facebook. I'm just here to tell you right now. I'm going live on YouTube. So if you do not subscribe to my YouTube page, it does not cost any money to subscribe to my YouTube page. All you do is hit a subscribe button. It is free. Okay? My video will be there if Honey goes into labor today or tomorrow, I will be live and it will be on YouTube and not Facebook. Okay. I'm sorry, but I can only go live in one place and it will be YouTube. YouTube is my priority. It's not that I don't love Facebook because I do. It's just I have to make a tough decision. And Facebook has all these rules and regulations and YouTube does not. So if you love me and you want to watch Honey's birth, you need to go to YouTube. I love you. You have a choice today. You have a choice every day. And the sitting it out is depending on your happiness from other people. I do it too. It's a practice. I do it all the time. That is sitting it out. Dancing is being the best version of yourself and learning to dance yourself and learning to depend on you and God for your happiness. Don't depend on other people. I'll see y'all hopefully when Honey has her baby. She's so close. She is so close. Bye, y'all.